So I've been getting surprisingly positive feedback about the Kelly snatches that I just put up. And so I thought this would be a good opportunity to explain how I program really weird lifts into my training to actually get some benefit out of them. First, on the Kelly snatch. So this is something that I came up with. This is not, look at this weird guy who comes up with weird stuff. No, this is a USAWA all-around weightlifting competitive lift, I believe with a grip different, but it's basically a competitive lift and all-around weightlifting that comes from Old Time Strongman. I've seen pictures of John Grimek doing this. I believe they called it the reverse swing at that time as well. And I saw James Fuller doing it, like, pretty much, well, most of the things you'll see me do honestly came from him, at least. Anyway, you look at it, it's a weird lift, right? Definitely weird. What exactly does that train? Well, my way to find out is basically try it and see what, do some reps in it, see what starts to burn during your workout, see if anything gets sore afterwards. It may be training every muscle in the body to some extent, but there's probably going to be some stress point that gets more sore than others. For me, what I found with the Kelly snatch is that it actually lights up the triceps very well. You're having to lock out a pretty heavy weight for the triceps at the end. And not only that, you're basically at the full contraction of the triceps, because not only are they extended straight out, but they're all the way back behind you, which is also a function of the triceps. And so it's kind of like, I guess, kickbacks or something like that, but obviously with a lot more weight and with a big stability component there. You really have to fight to keep it locked out. It's an interesting feeling, and I recommend you try it. Now, honestly, this lift is really more for flexibility, for shoulder, bicep stretching, flexibility. But it's definitely got that bodybuilding component. So now that I know what it does for me, that it does give it's a really nice peak contraction exercise for my triceps, I'm going to pair that with some other stuff that I know are going to hit the triceps as well. Obviously, ring dips, everyone knows that's going to be a good tricep exercise. I played around with a ring push-up variation that's kind of a tricep extension where I kind of go back over my head. That worked out really well. I really like rings because I feel like they close the gap between full body exercises that your body treats as serious and is actually going to respond to, and the more isolation type exercises, you can you're getting some of that, some of that isolation with some of the ring movements while still making it more of a serious full body exercise. So I really did like that ring push-up variation. Some behind the neck press, of course. So anyway, I got a lot of, I paired the one exercise, the one weird exercise, with a lot of other standbys that I knew would hit the triceps very well. And as a result, I had a really good tricep workout. And of course, chest and shoulders and whatnot, but triceps were what I really wanted to hit. And the Kelly snatch actually was a very cool and unique component to that. It's something I've done before. I kind of knew what to expect with it, so I knew where to stick it in. Another thing that I did today, you have some things that you've been working up that you know what the use might be for. You have some old standbys that you know you're going to get a good workout every time you do them, but you should also be trying to rotate in new exercises, just, play around with them, see what they do. So I'd seen a Russian gentleman whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce. I would like to give him credit, but I'm not even going to try. Anyway, hanging off a ring, lifting up a barbell. Basically doing an overhead press while hanging from a ring. It seemed really cool. Looked like fun. I got to try that. Let's see if it's good for anything. I didn't know it was going to work, but I tried it. I don't know yet if it's going to be more of a, back grip bicep exercise or more of a shoulder exercise. I felt in both areas. Very nice. I'll have to play around with it a little bit more to see what its utility is, if any. And just because I do find it useful or don't find it useful may not necessarily mean that you do or don't. And that doesn't preclude it from just being a fun exercise in general. I mean, there's nothing to say you can't just go in the gym and have fun. And if it doesn't do anything useful, then that's perfectly fine. But I mean, it's never bad to have more tools in your toolbox. You never know when one thing is going to be, hurting and you know, something else can feel really good. And there may be that one day where nothing is working, and then that one weird exercise that you haven't done in years and you never thought would be useful, that's the one thing that you can really get a good workout with. So that's basically how I